What's up, flippers? So today we're going to talk about how you can do some market analysis to see which items are worth investing in for flipping in the future. The only thing you need to do is go to Google and type in Grand Exchange OSRS, and then click this first link right here. It'll take you to the live Grand Exchange OSRS website. From here, we can get any and all market analysis on any item we want. And today specifically, we're going to be talking and looking at items that have dropped in value over the past couple of months. For example, let's go right here to red chinchompas and see what's going on. So it looks like they've been dipping the last month, but what I want you to really look at is this 6 month graph. So let's look at 3 months. Alright, looks like it just came up from a high. Now let's look at 6 months. This is what we really want to look at here. Now these may not be ready to invest in right now, but by looking at the graph, we can look here at the bottom here that they've shown that they drop as low as 700. And then they had a huge spike here up to 1300, and now they're down here at 800. So I would say if it does drop to 700 again, you could reliably expect them to at least go back up to 800 or 900 and make a big chunk of change. Like even if you just buy one buy limit for 7,000 and you buy these at 700 and they rise back up to 900, which they seem to normally do, ignoring this 1300 spike, you could easily make 1.4 mil. And if it does manage to come up all the way up here, you're looking at a lot more money. Do 7,000, that's about 500 gold profit on each, 3.5 mil. Just note that the items in this video are mostly long-term investments, so let's look up some other items that may be viable. We're really looking for items that are traded a lot and have a high volume, that fluctuate a lot. So right here at green dragon hide, we can see they've spiked to almost 1700, and then they dip almost 1300, and they've been sitting at 1300 for a while, and they constantly go up, so you could easily get a 200 gold margin on these. I definitely recommend these. Let's go look at another item now. Let's do sharks, especially raw sharks. I think they're pretty low right now. So look at this 6 month graph. Look, they're dipping right now. Alright, this kind of looks exactly like the Chinchompa one. So this is most likely due to a big event. It could be something to do with leagues. I haven't been on recently, so I'm not sure. But look, they dip as low as 544. They kind of sit around 600. And they spiked up to 1,000. The only problem with items like these, when the graphs look like this is most definitely due to some kind of event, and then they have a huge drop off. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't try it. But let's look at another item that is more recommendable, like the green dragon hide. That's what we're really looking for, a graph like that. See if I can think of other items. So let's go with fire orb. Alright, looks like they're staying at 188 right now. Alright, this is pretty good. This is pretty good right here. So this definitely isn't just due to one big event. So it looks like they drop as low as 1,050 gold, but it seems like it's pretty steady here too in this little area. Even if you got it down here, you could still get 100 gold margin with just this little spike up here. But look at these big spikes. That's like 400 gold profit on each one. 800 gold. This is definitely something. If you can get it on one of these dips when it's lower like this and just hold on to them, you can make a lot of money from this. And as you can see down here, there's enough volume each day that you could realistically buy these, because they're traded so much because they're needed in crafting. Let's look at another item, air orbs. I know some people do air stabs for their crafting levels. They dip. Almost same exact thing. So you can invest in these too. 400, 500, almost 1,800. That's like 700 gold per item. So let's get the calculator out again. This is still on the most extreme point of it though. But let's say we bought, a buy order is 11k, but let's say we bought 55,000. And we're making 700 gold per item. That's almost 40 mil. That's insane. This is definitely realistic and like possible to pull off. Like if you had an extra 10 to 50 mil, you could invest in these items. Just leave that cash sitting there if you didn't need it, and then over a couple months you could just double your cash stack. The purpose of this video isn't necessarily to tell you to go flip these items, but it's to give you an idea on how to look up your own items and be able to read these charts and get an idea of what has good potential in holding on to. But for the sake of video, I will go and search a couple more items just to show you. Alright, so we're gonna go up here, we're gonna look at Adamantite Aura. One month, they're sitting at 1064. You can see they actually been fluctuating around 1050 and about 50 to 100 gold increases, almost 200. Alright, let's look at 6 months. Okay, so it looks like they like to drop to 1050 as low as 900. So look, if you could catch these at 1050, even 1000, or on the very, very low end, they constantly spike 100 gold over. Like, it's very consistent. I'm back on this main list again where we found the red chinchompas, and I actually just looked at magic logs, and look at this graph. Look, 1 month, they're at a pretty low point, right? But look at this 6 month graph. I'm not sure what this causes, but these fluctuate about 30 gold, so it could have potential. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one like I do the other ones, because there's not like a huge profit margin. But look at this right here. This could be worth looking into. This is the lowest they've been in 6 months, 920 gold. They could even be going lower, it may not show it. If you could pick these up for 900, unless they're like literally gonna crash, you're good. That's a good 100+ margin. Could be kind of risky though, because we don't know what event necessarily caused this. One other item I do want to look at are cannonballs, which I definitely recommend just flipping every time you can, because there's almost always a 10 gold margin. I mean, I've made millions off just flipping cannonballs alone, and they're so cheap, like anyone can flip cannonballs. So let's look at this. See, this is another kind of graph we like to look at. You probably don't want to long-term invest in cannonballs, but you could. Look, if you got them at 130 and then 190, I mean, they're so cheap, you could buy so many cannonballs. Like, let's pull out the calculator again. Like, if I buy cannonballs at this stable 150-ish mark, and I mean a lot of cannonballs because they're like so cheap. Let's say we buy 100,000 cannonballs, and then we get these 30 gold margins that seem to be pretty common. Easy 3 mil. I mean, 100,000 cannonballs is only like 15 mil. So this is definitely one of the cheaper items I could recommend to someone that has a smaller cash stack. And like, I mean, you don't have to buy 100,000. You could just buy 11,000 and just hold on to it with cash that you're not using anyways, and then just get a profit from it. Hopefully this video gave you a better idea on how to perform some market analysis on items that you may want to invest in or flip. I really hope it did at least, but good luck out there flipping. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what other kind of videos you'd like to see in the world of flipping.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.